see. A little quiet. Let's see. A little echo. Quiet. There we go. Echo solved. How's everyone doing today? Hope you're doing well. Just getting a few things left open. I wanted to test. I wanted to run one more test of this here, the cursor usage. It's killing me for having some of the most powerful AI tech. Their website is garbage. Like to things like this. Now I can't even see my usage data. Even though there's obviously usage data. Oh boy, I'm not even sure if I'm going to be able to test it because what I wanted to do was just originally I had $6 left. I had $6 left and I wanted to actually just try doing stuff with it, like legitimately try doing stuff with it and seeing how long that last $6 lasted. Should take like an hour to go through, I think, if I use Sonnet. Hey Russell, I've been streaming a little bit in the mornings. So like you know, I did a really bad job of it last week, or Wednesday. I streamed a couple of news items and now I think I'm just gonna record them. I was gonna make Null bites out of them, but I'm used to doing the news kind of as this like shotgun thing, and I did some things that I all thought were correlated. I thought were really interesting because you have like BitChat, which you know, was vibe coded, and then we covered an article about the security flaw in BitChat's there's a man in the middle attack. That's like a pretty easy man in the middle attack. And so like I was and then to top that off, the last article I covered was the new research that is out that basically says people that really know the code and are good software engineers are actually slowed down by AI. But that's not a video. That was like 3 topics I thought were loosely correlated, but I didn't actually. I don't know what I did. I don't really know what I did. I was going to go and edit them down into short things, and I was like, well, I did them all kind of together, but they're not together. They're not the same thing. I don't know what I did. Anyways, the people seem to be liking those little. I've been doing a little bit of that. I can show you all. I was trying to do it to be like a little bit more discoverable. No, not that. What is that? I've never seen that before. So just doing a little bit of cutting up some of the segments that I do. You know, a lot are getting like 50 views, which is cool. You know, some have gotten way more than that, but just cutting up some of the things that I do. Anyway, so I've been trying to do a few things like that, just little videos that I've done from stream, and then I realized that I kind of bungled it. I did those literally to cut up, but I don't know. I didn't do it very well. I didn't do it very well. So one thing that I wanted to follow up with was exactly how much usage. But I don't even know if we're going to be able to test that today, since they're literally not giving me... Oh, I guess this is going from July 17th to August 17th. But I can't change this date range. Okay, this is fine, because I really just want to know today's. So this will be okay. This will be okay. So what I thought I would do as a test is, I guess I have $20 now. I just wanted to try, I have this little utility that this is 100% been vibe coded. Not 100%. I've actually had to dig into it some, but it's like 95% vibe coded. And the only thing I wanted to do was try to do a proof of concept on something that I think could help people. It needs a lot of work. It needs a lot of work. And it needs a good name. And I thought we could, because I wanted to understand the cursor changes. So there's two changes. One, it is charging us for auto, but I want to see if I can use auto once I've used up all my credits for a month. So that's kind of what we're going to do. We're going to use all the credits using Sonnet. And then as soon as we're done using our credits, we're going to switch over to auto and see if we can still use it, or if we're done. So that's what I was going to do this morning. So the basics of this is, the idea behind this was, debugging Linux systems can be difficult. And I noticed that I thought AI did a really good job at like parsing logs and at least highlighting what was wrong. And I didn't know if I could make an AI tool that basically just ran on your system and looked for things that were wrong. That's what this tries to do. It's interesting. So I've tried to give it these tools. This is the part that wasn't quite vibe coded because it wasn't doing this very well. But I've been trying to give it access to some tools in very static ways. Like, it can't just use the tool any way that it wants. It has to do it in very static ways. The other thing that I did here, and I want to do this on stream, was I did it without frameworks for the most part. And I don't know if it's good or bad. I don't know if it's good or bad. So yeah, anyways, that is it is what it is. It is what it is. But yeah, so basically you could just run cargo run and it tries to debug your machine. So yeah. If it runs in dry run mode, like this, it means you didn't give it an AI. So there's no AI stuff. It will do some like just system log stuff. But and so if you do this, you know what's going to be another good thing is, another thing that we need to do is just work on our prompting. I think that I've actually been doing that. I actually showed this on another stream. The prompting in here is not good. It's not good. I don't think it's good, at least. I've tried to change this up a little bit. it gets a little weird. Like, I give it this because without this, it wasn't formatting the output well, but now it's kind of a little stagnant. It's a little weird. It's a little weird. X, how are you? Good afternoon. All right, so for everyone that just joined, I wanted to do a better job of testing out. We don't know if cursor charges after you've hit for auto mode. It's actually unclear to me. I've been reading. It's unclear whether you get charged for auto mode. And in my last bill, I did have some marks for auto mode. If you're looking at, the previous 60 days, 30 days, which I can't actually see for. So what I want to do is I want to use all my credits using Sonnet, which will be pretty easy. Use all my credits with Sonnet and then see if I can use auto mode. It turns out that I'm not using cursor that much. So it won't hurt me if I can't use it for the rest of the month. All right. And this is a little tool. I did this tool to do the initial tests that you see here. That's what this tool was. It was mostly just for testing. It's also an idea I've had. So what we're probably going to do is we're going to finish vibe coding it, and then we're probably going to start coding it for real and start going over it, which will be a really cool thing to see, like, hey, this was vibe coded. Now we're going to go do a review of everything. It's not been 100% vibe coded because I've gotten into some of this, like I said, the prompting as well as the integration of the tools. I did a lot of the integration of the tools by hand because I couldn't get the AI to do it how I wanted it to do it. But that is what it is. Okay, so let's go ahead and start adding some features to this. So one of the things that I was just adding was YAML. I wanted some structured output. So basically, people wanted to leverage this into something like that. It was going to be able to give some structured output, which looks to be working pretty nicely. Okay, cool. So this was the other thing that I've actually been hit or miss with this, and we'll see if it shows up for you all, is that, like, I have errors, but I think everybody does. And, like, okay, this battery info. Yeah, I don't have a battery. I don't have a battery. And this plug dev is also a fine error to have. So, like, a lot of these are standard, and I need to make it not print out everything. I don't need a full journal report. So let's try to do this. I only want interesting things printed out. So for each tool, let's set a flag for verbose. So let's add a new tool. All right, let's add a new flag called verbose. Don't worry about changing the program to use it. Let's no. I find that the more specific you can get, the better. And the other thing that I found is like being very specific and very small. Instead of asking it to like add verbose and do all this effects across the tools. But yeah, I've been streaming on Wednesdays and Fridays in the mornings. I like it because then I'm not as rusty. I was finding another thing that I was finding with like the Rust specifically is that if I wait till Saturday, then I'm doing Rust once a week, and I'm just not smart enough for that. That's why the last couple streams have gone a little bit smoother. I feel like they're a little bit better. I don't know if that's true. Let's add a new flag called verbose to the CLI. Make it a global flag. Make the default of the flag, let's see, true. No, false. False. Make the default of the flag false. Let's just see how it does with this. Let's see what it does. Oh, you know what? You guys are... I'm at the top. I'm at the top, aren't I? I don't know where to put my head. Do I need a screen without my head? Maybe that would be better for everybody. Maybe that would... No jokes about my face. It could be better for everybody. Okay, cool. So that looks like it did what we wanted. Oh, I was here to test the auto mode, and oh, now I put my face over the. Oh my gosh, I don't know where to put my face. We need to not have auto mode. Sonnet selected. All right, now we're cooking with olive oil. Now we're cooking with olive oil. I'll just bring this out a little so my face isn't over it. I think what I want to do is I want to do it where the screen starts like right here. I need to work on this setup a little bit so that my head's not randomly over stuff. It's annoying me. Okay. We're not on verbose anymore. We're gonna test these limits. That's what we set out to do. There we go. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. I clicked accept. Does that change from 0, 0, 0, 0, 0? It's a little delayed. It's a little delayed. Okay, so now we want to update the program to filter we want to update the program to filter all logs that the AI analysis does not find interesting. In verbose mode, we should just print every log we find, even if it is an expected error. This doesn't have enough information for the AI to really... we need to make this a little bit bigger, don't we? I'm probably giving you guys eye strain or something. Let's see. There we go. There we go. Sorry about that. Oh, do we have a new, do we have this week's? Oh no. I always hesitate. Fantastic. Fantastic. You know what? Chat, I ask. Look how good this is gonna be. This is gonna be the next type of... This is like literally taking VTubing to the max. There's 2 V's here. This is double VTubing. We just need an AI to do this automatically so that I can double VTube right there. That is fantastic. All right. Now we want to update the program to filter all logs that the AI analysis does not find interesting. That's too long. Filter all logs. Unless verbose mode is turned on. In verbose mode, we should just print every log we find, even if it's an expected error. In regular mode, we should only print out the output of the AI and the core. I don't know how to spell this. We need spell check in this because I just know for a fact that's not how you spell it, but it's okay. It's okay. Like regular. All right. And then we need to test the tool calling a little bit. And we also need to add some we need to add some cursor rules to this. I've been told that Cursor can write these rules for you, so maybe we'll try to have Cursor write some for it. No, X, you're right. You are not wrong. I did ask to remove my head. Why is it updating this? Is it just making this function? Okay. Okay. That's fine. So one of the things that we're doing is seeing how much, you know, Claude 4 Sonnet isn't one of the big ones. The big models, it's like a medium model. So we're gonna see how much, let's see. How much it costs us, how quickly. You know, we've already racked up a few pennies. It's really not much. It really is not much. It's less than you would think. I have a rule that we need to put here? There's a couple rules, actually. I guess since I'm doing this on stream now, we might as well make this a actual repository. So let's do that while it's working. You guys can have the code. I will put a nice blanket warning that it needs a name. What are we gonna name it? What are we going to name it? It's a little crass right now. It's the only thing I could think of for a debug tool. Like, you don't know what's going on with your machine and you want to know. But it's a little crass. So we need a better name for it. We could name it Help. 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 I need help. You didn't build it. Oh, you did build it. Okay. I said it could run cargo commands. All it wanted. All right, what's a good name for a tool that is supposed to help you debug your system? This is why I don't make repositories for things. I cannot come up with a name. Raid? Is this like some Raid Shadow Legends joke? We can do Raid. The weird help you. It makes me think of bugs here in the United States. Oh, yeah. Okay, I get Raid. Okay, I get Raid. Debugino is also not bad. Let's go with Raid for right now. We're gonna go with Raid for right now. We can always update it. I don't know that anybody's going to. We can always update it. I mean, unless it becomes popular, which has never happened to me before. So we'll just go with this. If any of you want to crack this code open and like work on it, feel free to. It's nothing great. Let me take. You know what, Russell? You're not 100% wrong. You're not 100% wrong. For this specifically, a command line tool, I think it would be great if it was really easy to type. Like Raid, done. I actually designed the API of the, or the UX of the command line to be like, you just type raid and it will do the thing you want by default, hopefully. Like, that's it. Like, type raid, it's gonna have the AI check the whole system. The other idea is like you could just run like journal CTL or something like that. But if you don't give it something you want it to check, it is gonna check the whole system. All right, let's see. We'll see if the AI can update the name. Okay. Nobody gave a 3-letter. No, nobody gave a 3-letter, so. What we need, we do have some tests. I've been asking it, but we need like a rule for it to write more tests. I expect more from it than I do from me streaming online. Let's see. Oh, so in the last time that I was trying to test out the limits of cursor, it actually did a p-kill on a system component. So just as a warning, I wish I was streaming that. It actually did a p-kill on a Linux system thing. Just so you all know, that was exciting. I, as an idiot, accepted it. What are we doing here? Let me check to see the login if there's a difference between versions. We're doing the same thing over and over again. Okay, we're just gonna stop. Okay, thank you. Let's do a new one. We want to rename the project to RAID. That stands for X. You're cooking a RAID logo? Fantastic. Put it in the repository. If you send me, let me get Discord out of there. If you send me your GitHub handle, I'll just add you to the repo so you can just make pull requests, or I could just add it. That's pretty good. I wonder how many tokens this just used for a rename. I don't know. It was probably 10 cents to rename the README, the CLI, and the TOML. Like, there was literally 3 files, and it did all of this. It did all of this to do 3 files. Oh, okay, okay. We need cursor rules. The first rule is that when you have made a new feature, it is not considered done until there is a test. Proving its functionality. All right, let's see. What did it do? I've created a concert. Let's see what this is. It got the wrong name. It got the wrong name. Oh boy. Oh boy. Integration tests required for new modules or major functionality. Tests must cover both success and error cases. Use cargo tests to verify all tests. Always use proper Rust error. I'm glad that's in the rule. I wouldn't have thought about it. I would. Oh, it's like in the prompt for the AI. In the prompt for the AI, I have focus on real issues. Because if you don't do that, I would get times when it would make up issues, and like you would like it would run and it would be like, I see these logs look good, but did you know these could still be good and you could be suffering from this problem? And it's like, what are you like? There's no evidence of that problem. It killed me. It killed me. And it would just do it randomly, which was great. Okay, good. It included Clippy. Fantastic. I'm glad we needed to tell it this. Okay, this looks good enough. Let's accept that. We have a couple of these to do. The next rule. The next rule you need to make is about making small PRs. Every time you have finished, I don't know the best wording for this. We'll have to play around with this rule a little bit. You have finished building a feature and the tests all pass, you should make a commit message. We should strive to keep commits small, under 300 lines, but under 300 lines, but oh, we have another picture. We have another picture. Keep raid. Is this their logo? Is this their logo? Merrick Counts, a family company. Somebody came on stream the other day to just make fun of my name. Well, that's not the only reason they came on stream, but when they found out that it was like actually my name, they were like, what? Your mom called you that? I was like, wow, touche. You're not even on for 5 minutes. Not even on for 5 minutes. All right, you need to make is about Trust me, middle school taught me. My mom didn't name me something normal. I didn't go to middle school. Let's be real. Let's be real. That was too advanced for me. You need to make small PRs every time you have finished building a feature and tests, and the tests all pass. You should make a commit message. We should try to keep commits small, under 300 lines, but up to, let's do 700 is acceptable. You know what? One thing that I've noticed is AIs bloat PRs, and I haven't actually got. I think this is a user problem. I think this is like a me problem. It's too easy to have them do too much before making like a PR or something. And I think sometimes when we're prompting them with more than what we would do. Like if we were making a feature or like a PR or whatnot, we decide to try to do too much. And that's actually really bad. Anyways. All right, cool. I accept it without reading it. Small commits and PRs keep changes focused and manageable. Make a commit immediately after finishing a feature and all tests pass. Strive to keep the commits under 300 lines of changes. Code review. Self-review code before requesting review. This is actually a good one. This is actually a good one. Okay. Okay. Those are some that I enjoy. I'm an enjoyer of those. I have a few other ones that I'm working on. I need to I was thinking about releasing like some rules. Now, other tools than just Cursor are doing it. So now what I want to do is I want to make the rules more generic in just a repository so that people can like go and get them. But they should be like generic so like they're easy to have work on any AI that can use the rules. We don't have a Git repo here, do we? Oh, we do. Okay. So if we have a Git repository, let's do this. I made a new GitHub repo for this. Let's push. Let's commit and push what we have. Let's do this in a new one. Context is a really big thing that I found. The better you can engineer the context it has, the better it can answer the question. Not at all. None of those are the thing that I wanted to do. Internet bullies are alive and well. Yes, Russell. Yes, they are. We could have just done this really quickly. I am trying to burn through those credits. Sure. It was fine. The repo is this. If you'd like the repo. Raid. You know what? Git remote add origin. Is that yeah. Let's see. Null channel raid.git. I think that's why? It should tell me in here somewhere. Okay, raid.git, yeah. That looks correct. I don't know what get branch dash im does. What does this do? Is that just setting the main branch? Okay. Let's see. We should have it here now. All right. There we go. There we go. We need to have like a vibe code warning. Let's do. I know I could just do this, but we're getting the AI to do this. Add a warning that currently this project is vibe coded, and while in the future, if people like it, we may put more effort into it. Right now, please understand there may be more bugs than I usually make. I know, that is hard to believe. Okay. More effort into. Okay. I don't know if it can be useful. Let's be clear. I don't know. Fantastic. Even put a little bit of my humor in there. Cool. All right. Did it make a commit? All right, and then we should probably get off onto a branch. How much do we have left? How much do we have left? How much? Oh, we haven't really been doing a whole lot. I feel like it explodes quickly when you're asking it to like do something more complicated in the code because it reads in a bunch of code for like context. Okay, let's jump onto another branch called, what was the feature we were going to add? Is there a good tool that we could use right now? So we have these tools. What would be a good one? I'll put like namespace stuff in there. So like in the container info stuff, we have namespace stuff. Namespace and C group, like trying to go over those logs. These are also reported to ChatGPT as tools, so I don't have a test for it that I know of right now, but the theory is that the AI should be able to pick a tool to run. So we can actually test that now. If you do something like this, cargo run. I would like to know if my container for engine X is running. Engine X. What is the name of the Engine X pod? There is no pod. It's just a container. If the intention was to run Engine X in a specific way, please provide those details. Engine X it's wrong. It's not running. I don't have a container running Engine X. So we need to update this. But it did find that it wasn't running. But it appears to be running under the wrong namespace or context since no specific container was mentioned as running. Anyways, the idea here was that it could call the tools and it could ask for feedback. We tried to make that work. Let's try to make that a little bit better. I don't. I do have. Let's run Engine X. Will Engine X run without? Will it just shut down if I just run Docker run on it? I don't know. I haven't done that. Docker run Engine X. Can I just call run on it? I'm gonna do this. And then we're gonna... no. We'll see if... Docker run IT. Okay. Docker PS. There is now an Engine X. So I would like to know if my container called Engine X is running. This was your final analysis? Oh gosh. I think I was gonna say, I think that this is a little bit of what I wanted to get into is when I've done this question, when I'm asking it a question, it still has the same prompt, which it shouldn't. Issue, Docker container for Engine X is running. So like this is cool. It gives you ways to like do it, but like the prompt needs to change. Okay, so this is a good feature. This is a good feature. Let's jump into a feature branch called Let's make a new rule. Let's make a new rule. This is a good one. New rule. Like we're excited about it. New rule, everybody. New rule. Every time I ask you to make a feature, you should start a new feature branch and follow conventional commits. That's not how you spell this. 1 second. My goodness, you guys need to get a spell checker because it is killing me. Thank you very much. We'll grab this. Oh, it's here? Here? We got an image? Or did you upload it to Slack? Or... Oh, I actually like that. That's actually pretty good. You mind if I use that? If you don't mind, I will. Sweet. Sweet. Good enough for what it is. Going forward, whenever you ask me to make a feature, I will create a new feature branch. We're starting to work. Follow conventional commit formats as specified in the commit. I'll also follow your repo specific rules. Can we add this to the repo specific rules, please? Didn't you make the current rules? Confirm edit, but there's no edit. Okay, whatever. Oh, maybe it makes you confirm editing the cursor rules. Okay. Good. I like it. Accept. Done. Okay. New feature. Cannot type. Not this context. Okay, so what is the context that we're looking for here? This is when you pass in. Let's go find this. Try to. Oh, this is. So I believe it's the issue command. When a user asks a question, let's see. This is a problem with vibe coding. I don't know where this exactly how this is handled. This kind of feels gross. This is a system I asked it to make where you could either do all if you didn't pass one in, or you could like have it just check one system. But what I want to see is like, I don't see the clear ask a question in the command line. We should update the prompting to instruct the AI to help the user resolve their issue. The output template cannot spell in the morning. We use is incorrect for this. Yeah. All right, let's go with that. Let's go with that for right now. So the idea is you can ask it things about your system. Let's see how many tokens we're using. Not bad so far. Not bad. Now, the only thing I have to say is I've used it for about an hour now on pretty light work. Pretty light work for an hour. And we're at $1. I think that if I tried to use this professionally, now I wouldn't vibe code professionally, to be clear. But if you were trying to do this, you could easily do your $20 in a day. Especially something like what we just asked it to do, which is going to go look over a couple files. Like it just read 2 files there, 3 files. It read this file twice. It read the AI one twice. So 4 files in total. Building up a context. Didn't follow the rules. I've had this with Cursor. Unless if you tell it to follow the rules, it doesn't always follow the rules. It did not. I specifically told it that it was a new feature, and we have a rule about new features. Should have made a new branch. This is the, yeah, if we have a problem description. That was... Okay, it's writing some tests. That's good. Good, good, good. So will it make... Why is it deleting this file? What did we just do? What did we just do? I don't understand. We just added to this file. Question answering.rs. Where is this file? Okay. But then it's going and deleting it? What? I need to create the test in a better location. Oh. Okay, so... Okay, so this is the problem right here. This is the problem that I keep talking about. You know how many tokens it wasted to create this, to then do the thinking, to then do the tool call to call the directory, to then do the tool call to delete, to then more tokens to read the main RS, to then more tokens to... It's a little out of control as far as like... I mean, like, I don't really mind. The only reason I mind is because we have to pay per token, and I understand why we have to pay per token. But like, when you pay per token and the thing kind of is encouraged to leverage more tokens to do the thing correctly, I don't know. It feels rough to me. I think this feature alone has cost us roughly $1. Although this updates slowly, so I don't know. Pack more, man. Yeah. It didn't do the feature branching, but that's fine. All right. Let's test this feature out ourselves. Now, the thing is, I don't want this output. Like, this is if it's searching for a problem. This didn't work as I had wanted. Let's do this. Docker PS, we do have Nginx. So it's not working as I would expect. I ran there is a container running with Nginx. I would expect it to call a tool to check if there is a container running and print the output of that tool to show the person that the container is running also how they could get that information themselves. Right now, it just told me how I could check myself. This is a full service tool, not a half service. Full service tool. The other thing that we need to keep an eye on is the cost of this. But right now I'm using a pretty dented OpenAI model. And it's pretty cheap. It's pretty cheap. So we can keep an eye on the usage here. Let's see, dashboard. Please, oh please don't leak anything. So, you know, we're doing analysis on these logs and we are shipping all those logs up there, but we're talking about, this was when I was testing how many tokens thinking models we're using. So most of that spend was for doing that. Today, we're talking about 2 cents for everything that we're doing. Now, you're right. We could possibly be using a better model. We're using O4 Mini, not Nano, Mini. We could be using like O3 or a thinking model, but like, I'm not debugging with that. 2 cents is enough. Let's see. Oh, thank you. That was what I wanted. Okay, so yeah, and we're keeping a track on this. We're up to 283. It's still going. It's still going. All right, we're getting to the test, so which it means it thinks it's got it. All right, since it's just doing the feature is to make question answering interactive with real tool execution. Fantastic. Fantastic. Let's see. Let's see if it's done. Did we do it? Checking Docker containers. Docker containers found. Wait. Oh, wait. It checked for the ID, which I don't have an ID of Nginx, right? What is its name? Its name is Web. I would like to know if my Docker called Web is running. It should be running Nginx. The Nginx image. So I don't think anybody is going to be using this to check if they have a Nginx pod running. The idea is testing if it can call the tools that we're giving it and finding stuff out for people. Maybe somebody uses it for that, but again, it could be a bug in my code too. Cool, so it gave the command like we asked it to. Okay. What I would be interested now is how this is prompting it. How do I go to the definition here? It's F12, but I don't have F12 on my keyboard. I just wanted to see, question. This isn't quite right, right? Like, it should understand the question first. We don't need to collect all this information. So let's do this. We just want to talk about this. Oh no, if question.lower contains, this is, oh no, what has it done? I'm disappointed in it. Okay. Okay. I'm disappointed in you. This hurts my soul. I expect the AI to... I expect us to prompt the AI and get a list of tools to call based on oh my goodness, I can't type. Request, not a bunch of contains. Wait, yeah, not a bunch of contains statements. Prompt the AI with a context of the question, the fact that it's an AI that is an expert at Linux systems, and it is here to help with any and all questions. And get a list of tools that the AI wants to call based on the request. The user is in my current implication. The user is disappointed. It is primitive. It is primitive. We have moved past this. This is the age of the AI. I don't want some if statements in here. What I want is a whole bunch of if statements run in the cloud. Please, I don't want the if statements in my code. I want to move those left. Shift left. Shift cloud. Okay? That's what I want. I want those if statements shifted cloud. Really? I'm thinking you can probably get a whole day of vibe coding out of this. I'm thinking I've only vibe coded for an hour now. Hour and 20 minutes. And a lot of it wasn't vibe coding, so maybe not. Close to a whole day. All right, let's actually look at this. Let's look at what it's changing. Run a question, analyzing your question. All right, so it's giving the system context. Cool. All right. It's giving some tools. We need to do this better. We probably need to make our own framework. You know, I don't know. We probably need to build our own Rust tool framework for AI calling and use that in here. I don't love this. I'd rather have a structured way of doing it instead of like, here's tools you can call. You can just do better checking on it. And we can't do like a graph of tool calls. So like this is pretty primitive. Is it just gonna call one tool? This kind of needs to be a loop, right? That feels dangerous with an AI call. This does feel gross. We need to. We're not gonna fix that today, but we'll go for it. Let's check this out. Cool. Oh no. Oh no, it ran the diagnostics. Okay. That's dumb. All right, we'll accept this. I noticed that diagnostics ran after my question. If I'm asking a question, full diagnostics should not be run unless the user was asking for that. Is it supposed to get hot today? I only ask. Let's see. What is the temperature supposed to be? says it's raining. What? It is indeed, in fact, raining. Okay. Well, we actually had, we're still under a flood warning. We had some pretty advanced flooding yesterday. Advanced flooding. It's okay. My house lives on top of a hill, so like we weren't affected. My property was affected by the flooding. I have a tree that's leaning now that I have to go cut down, which is, leaning trees are the dangerous trees. Just if you're ever cutting down a tree, well, cutting down any tree is dangerous. This is not advice on how to cut down a tree. But the leaning ones are the particularly dangerous ones. The stresses and the tensions in the wood are just immense. The system, why did it run journal CTL? Why did it? Oh, okay. Yeah. Right, we didn't need all of this. Okay, cool. Hopefully this works. Let's try this again. Well, this is too much. Again, what is all this? I feel like this is too much output, right? Like this is a lot of this is a lot of information back for. Yeah, it's running. Let's see. All right, this is telling us what it's running, but it's not telling us the actual, like it's running Docker PS, but it's not actually running just Docker PS. So let's update that. I noticed that the output of tool runs looked like this, but that is not what the user would run if they wanted to recreate it. Each tool should have some way of printing what is being executed, so that the user can replicate it in the future. Also, just so that they actually understand what's being executed. Sweet ads. Look at these ads. 7 of you are gonna, well, there's 7 of you. 3 of you are gonna watch ads. Gonna pay back for this, wait, 1 second, let's refresh this. It's probably up to 4 cents now. 4 or 5 cents. Oh, it's still 2 cents. This is so cheap. The thinking models are so stupid expensive. I actually think in the future, and I could be wrong, we could get it cheap enough. I actually think that we'll move away from the thinking models and we'll move to the dumb models where you actually do the thinking and the prompting in the application. That's actually what I'm trying to do right here, is where like it prompts for different tools and requeries it, because like not only does that give it application specific thinking, but it also saves you a butt ton of money. 2 things I enjoy doing. I'm also lazy today. I guess I say that, and I have a lot of time. I have today off work, so that's why I'm streaming a little bit later than I normally do on the weekdays. I have today off. It's my daughter's birthday this weekend, so we're doing a bunch of stuff. Actually, tomorrow I'm going to be on a little bit earlier and off a little bit earlier because of birthday stuff. Yeah. Perfect, perfect. That is what we wanted. Let me actually see it, though. I want to see what you did. Okay, this looks good. One thing that I did notice is this isn't a loop. It only does like so this calls every tool, but it just calls it, again, no graph available. And then it prompts it with this. This is okay for now. In theory, I would like it to be able to call more tools. Like, okay, I found something interesting and I need more information. Do you need to make more tool calls? Because that could happen. You're not going to get all the information. Yeah, whatever. But for right now, this is fine if this works. Let's see if this works. Okay, it's still too verbose. Yeah, it's still too verbose. Like, yeah, it's like, okay, giving us information we didn't ask about. I don't know. Like, I go back and forth. It would be dumb to like need to ask this again. This maybe is fine. Cool. Cool. How much have we gotten? We're up to $5. $5 in an hour and a half with pretty light, like, I'm not like going after this. That's a lot. That's a lot. Because remember, we're capped at $20. $20. And they're like, hey, you can spin up these agents to work in the background. You know how fast you'd blow through $20 if you had a fleet of these things? 10 seconds. 10 seconds. If you have enough. At scale. I do everything at scale. All right, did we make a commit? Git status. No. Why have we not made a commit? The disappointment is how do you spell palpable? Palpable. I know the word. Define palpable. There we go. There we go. I am absolutely right to be disappointed. Thank you for for supporting my disappointment. Oh gosh. It hasn't run cargo format according to the rules. I haven't been checking. This is the worst employee. I don't want to micromanage you in everything that you do, but that's what you have to do because it's an AI. But this is what I'm saying is like sometimes it doesn't always follow the rules. Unless you like bring up that it's not following the rules and then it's like, oh yeah, I didn't follow the rules. Because whenever it's querying the AI, it should always put those rules in with that. Now what we're going to have to do, we're going to have to run this on a couple of systems that are broken in certain ways. Maybe one of these times it would be fun to get you guys, like maybe if you all would be interested in that, I'd give you a Linux system in the cloud. Maybe when we're a little further down the road of testing this and we can see how well it actually debugs. We're on the main branch, aren't we? No more disappointment. Yeah, the features are complete, tested, and properly committed. Cool. Except you didn't follow the feature branching, but that's fine. Get status. Let's see. Just gonna push this up. No. 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 What's wrong? Did it stomp on my SSH key? I have so many. Oh, you know what it did? You know what it did? It's not using the SSH. The get remote is not using SSH. Shame. We should do this in a new chat. Get that right context. Oh, absolutely. X. If it's to break the Linux and see if this can fix it, like, the idea is to get this tool where people that don't know Linux very well could have it as like their helping hand. And like, they don't need to know the Linux commands. Like, they don't need to know journalctl. And hopefully it prints everything out like this, where like, if they wanted to do it themselves, they would also help teach them like how it's doing the stuff. Like, that is the point. So absolutely. I would absolutely give you one to break. That's all you're allowed to do with it, though. To be clear. Did that push? That was weird. Yes, seems correct. Okay, the next thing we need to do is we need to get this in here. Does not source home directly ChatGPT for security. That's hilarious. This statement right here. All right, let's download this. Save that image. Can I just we're just gonna save it right into the project. Let's see. Oh, this does not have access to anything. That sucks. We're gonna copy the image like that. Can I paste the image into here? Can you include this image into the project and add it to the read? I gave it bad context. And we're in the SSH key this was bad context on my part. This is the placeholder for the... Why did it generate this? Why did it generate... This is a placeholder. The... Created a text file instead of a binary? No, you didn't. Oh, maybe you did. Oh, gosh. What have you done? What have you done? Okay, I do think I downloaded it though. What was its name? We can just save it to download. Raid.png. Done. CP. 1 second. We have assets. Is that what it was called? Yeah. The CP. Let's do downloads. Raid. Into assets, raid.png. I guess maybe I should have named it raid logo. Okay, well, I messed up. RM assets raid. All right. I added the logo. JD Power. I'm at trash at async. What is the difference between native OS threads and Tokyo? Okay, there's a lot of things that are different between native threads and async. And not. So a lot of things like Tokyo that implement on top of async. So the thing that you have to understand is async is a construct of Rust, but it is not the implementation, right? Tokyo is the implementation of async. Wait. And for Tokyo, it's very much more like a node-based green thread system where there's a pool of worker threads and things get queued up to be executed on that. This is very good for things like IO, waiting on IO, disk IO and stuff. But that's not the only way to do it. There's other libraries that I'm forgetting off the top of my head, and I never use them because most of the time I'm doing stuff with like disk IO, and so that makes sense for me. Scott B, how are you doing? How are you doing today? How are you doing? Okay. We're up to $5. $5 in what? Hour, 40 minutes? Not bad. Not bad at all. Ooh, nice. Now you have no other distractions. You can just listen to my voice. Listen to my voice and hit that subscribe. No, I'm just teasing. I'm just teasing. How are you? When was your birthday? So mine is Sunday. My daughter's is Saturday. This is really annoying. Yours was yesterday? So yeah, I always take off a day for each child's birthday. So my daughter's birthday is technically tomorrow. But since it's on a Saturday, I took Friday off. So yeah, that's how it works. They get a day off. Wow, everybody's is just on the Freedom Month. Sean Powers. Do I know this streamer? Is he a good streamer? Thor from Pirate Software. I think everybody just wants him to apologize. There's something about saying you screwed up. It's difficult though, because I do know that, wait, why do we have this directory? I know that people want you to come on and like, the people that do well at a lot of this stuff will, almost like an AI, speak very authoritatively. And I do sometimes as well, but like, a lot of times that's what people are looking for. They're wanting like career advice. And so if somebody comes on and says something like, well, you know, in my experience, it's this, but there's also a lot of other people looking for different types of things, and it's really about what you're looking for. And, you know, while I've hired hundreds of people, you know, and these are the things that I'm looking for, I'm not looking for the same thing as everybody else, and that's just me. Or you can come on and you can be a person that says, if you want to get hired tomorrow, you do this, 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 and this. You want the later. Now, the later is somebody, in my opinion, that's a little bit more arrogant and thinks that their way is the best way. But at the end of the day, that's also what people are wanting to have. So whether they believe that or not, or if they're just making content that they think people will watch, I don't know, to be honest. See, I'll say I don't know again. Where I could tell you this was why they do it. See, again, this is what separates me from the real streamers. Okay, that sounds really familiar. He doesn't stream under... Yeah, Russell, he is not popular right now. He is not popular right now. You know, yeah, no, I was, there's just something like, if you could just sit down and talk with people, generally, even if you disagree, but you can like not call them names, it helps. It helps. I say that he's not popular right now. I do believe he still streams to many more thousands of people than I do. So he is still more popular than me. I know, hard to believe. Hard to believe. Still more popular than I am. I don't know how many, but I think it's like more than half or like less than half than that he normally streams to, which is still well more than I stream to. Live by the stream, die by... He who lives by the stream will also die by the stream. On Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern. Okay, I'm usually doing stuff at that time, which is maybe why I have seen him, I believe. Which makes sense. All right, so everything we've done this morning has done about $5 of our credits. That's not horrible. Now, again, we're pushing 2 hours of really light coding because I've been talking to you all. So I would say maybe like an hour. It's about $5 an hour, which means if you have $20 of credit, simple math, we can do about 4 hours of vibe coding. Now, I am going to run this out because, like I said, I want to see what happens when we hit that. Do we get autocomplete at all? Because the last 30-day period, I didn't hit it, but I used auto a lot. And auto is actually really cheap, like really cheap. I had like $6 total, and I used it a ton. So now the other thing I have to say, though, I used auto a ton, but it was way worse than this. Like, you know how this actually worked somewhat consistently? The auto mode actually works really inconsistently. If you like look through here and errored, not only does it error a lot, I reject its changes a ton, where it just like, or if I don't reject its changes, I'm like, that doesn't actually work a whole lot more than the thinking models do. So there's something to be said, like, I think it actually slows you down if you don't select the model, but I don't know. I'm not an expert. To be fair to him, he's done wonders for the Stop Killing Games initiative. Oh, that, you know, like, I would love if we started there, because, like, to be honest, instead of just this is my thing, like, instead of just having an honest discourse with his opinions and or talking to the people in Stop Killing Games and like having just a nice, he like was very offensive towards the whole thing. And like that, I think, is the big problem. Like, why not just talk about it like adults? And again, I think honestly, that's what a lot of what a lot of people want from the content creators. They want them to take these bombastic, flamboyant, edgy statements. They want them to be correct, but they want them to be stated like they're correct, like an AI will. They want them to just be like, oh, that is the biggest load of dog water I've ever seen, and here's the reason why. And like, people encourage that, which that's why they join to watch, but like, I don't think people realize it when it's happening, right? I don't know. I'm not sure what goes on in the side of the mind of the average Twitch viewer. I'll be honest. Obviously, I don't. Obviously, I don't. Because like, I feel like they encourage the behavior, like, because that's like what they watch. Anyways, there's my absolutely non-professional opinion. Right, which, to be honest, I enjoy having fun on stream. I really do. I love joking around with you all, and I love doing that, and I'd love to make learning a little bit more fun if I can do it. Like, I want to learn and understand. Like, even today, we're trying to understand what this stuff is, and if there's some jokes that are thrown around, I'd love to have those jokes. I'd love to have fun, but you know, there's having jokes, and a lot of times I try to make the jokes at my expense. Sometimes I make them about Russell's expense. But you know, there's those jokes, and then there's like, these aren't jokes, these aren't having fun. They're just like, again, very bombastic, very flamboyant takes is what people want. You know, yeah. You often do. Russell, if this is a problem for you, think back to Wordle in the terminal. Should we play a round of Wordle? We should play a round of Wordle. We should play a round of Wordle. Does Twitch chat want to play a round of Wordle? All right, let's do this. What was I? Oh, I need to Twitch. All right. We gotta source this, and then, you know, we gotta actually update something really quickly. We gotta write real code now. Okay. We were going to update something, the logic. We're going to update the logic, and we started, and my brain went dented because I had been streaming for like 6 hours at that point, and I need to just undo what I was doing. I think. Here we go. Can we just undo? Oh, this is not so easy to undo. We were in the middle. I already started undoing it. Because we changed like the signatures and everything. Okay. We can run this without it, right? We're not going to cargo run. Usually it looks like this, right? Cargo run. Game. It looks like this, but instead of this, we can just execute the binary, right? We got this. Target. Debug. Null Twitch. There you go. Let's go. Let's go. Wordle. Get your guesses in right now. What guess? What guess? The logic around guessing is a little broken right now. Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. We have an E at the end. We have an E at the end, so thing is... model is probably not correct. Oxbow? Oxbow is also definitely incorrect. So there's an M. There's an M from the model. Alone is a better guess than anything else, but it doesn't have an M. Malone. Malone. That's probably correct. No, M's wrong. No, it can't be that either. Not Doom. So there's an N. There's an M and there's an N. There's an M and an N. Future Highway emote? Maybe not. Maybe not. Let's see. An M and an N and an E. There's another E. So there's two E's. The M is in one of these spots. The M is in one of these spots. The N is in one of these spots. And there's an E in one of these spots. Gnome? No. Oh, gnome is a good one. Oh, there's no O. Oh. we know that there's no O. We keep guessing O's. That puts the M in the right spot. Now we know that there's another E. There's two E's, so there's another E and there's an N. And the N is either here or here. So let's see. There's no A. What are these words? What are these words? Well, that's what I want to know. All right, one second. A sign used in the notation of plainsong during the Middle Ages, surviving today in transcriptions of Gregorian chants. One second. One second, let's learn to pronounce this.
Noom.
Noom. Noom. Thank you, everybody. Like I said, I really want to encourage everybody to learn something new every day. You came here for the coding. You learned about Noom.
Noom. Noom.
He says it so much cooler than I do.
Noom.
Noom. It was before the invention of the 5-line staff notation. Fantastic. All right. This stream is so educational. This is why I hate Wordle. Not only can I not spell, and I can't think of 5-letter words, but it just makes you feel stupid at the end of it. You're like, I would not have guessed that. I knew the... Okay. All right, I do need to get going. It's my daughter's birthday week. I will be streaming tomorrow, but I'm going to get on slightly earlier, and I'm going to get off a little bit earlier as well, so it won't be as long of a stream. We're going to work on the game logic to do the tie-breaking better. And then, you know what? We're going to be done-ish for the game right now because I think it's in a good enough spot. I have a ton of other educational content that I need to get to around the database, as well as I have this idea for a Twitch class where you actually build your own application, and we're like halfway through building that thing. And so we need to do that and, you know, work on that. So hopefully we're going to get that so that that part of the game is done and we can play it while I'm taking coffee breaks. And yeah, I think that's I'm actually really happy with how it's turned out so far. I know it still needs a lot of work, but you know, we'll make small improvements over time. Chris Titus Tech actually just went live. I haven't gotten to raid him. I like Chris Titus Tech. He does some Arch stuff. I don't know what he's working on right now. Sketchy Bar config guide. I don't know what Sketchy Bar is. He does some Arch stuff. I tried to actually use, so I have a confession. I still use Linux or Windows, and I use Windows for one thing. Right now, I cannot use Linux to run DaVinci Resolve. It technically supports Linux, and Chris Titus Tech actually uses it on Arch, and he tried to help me. I'm just not very good at getting it to run. Like I don't know why it's so bad. I haven't gotten DaVinci Resolve to run, so I still use DaVinci Resolve to edit videos. Anyways, that being said, we'll raid him. His name is almost the perfect Wordle. You should let him know that. You need a feature then that if no one gets it, there is a second dictionary with only 5-letter words you know for the next round. Oh, Russell, I like that. Like an easy mode, like because we're picking off of a word list, we can just do an easy mode word list. Yeah, that should be easy. We can add that feature tomorrow. That should be easy enough to do. Yeah. I like that. Train and wheel. Oh no, that's a good call out. I like that. But then yeah, I really need to get to some of my other content. Like I've taken so much time building this. It's kind of a stupid amount of time it's taken me. Part of that was because I wasn't working on it during the week at all, and that really hurt me. It really hurt me. And you know, like I had a ton of stuff going on. I got infectious diseases. There was just a ton of stuff going on. But anyways, we're cooking now. Thank you everybody for joining me. I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. And have yourselves a fantastic weekend. Bye everyone. Yeah, wait, am I not spending all year on Wordle? No, thank you very much.